Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a little bit of an update video because I've been gone for so long, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened, what's going to happen in the future, and just kind of give an update on all the things that regard this channel and my music and whatever. So let's get right into it. So to start off, I wanted to talk about what happened, why I took this break, and why it took me so long to get back into music production and especially the video making part, because I have been working on music. If you follow my Discord, then you might know that I've been posting some of the things that I've been working on and I've been talking about it. But I haven't uploaded anything, and that's because I really didn't have the time to work on videos, because it takes a lot of time to work on YouTube videos, and music production in general, when you're just making music, is something you can boot up, work on for like half an hour or an hour, and then close off again if you really wanted to. But when you're working on videos, at least the way I was working and the way I like to work, when I start working on a video, I like to start with the recording phase, and then I completely want to finish the edit and the final video before I'm done working on it. Basically, I want to do that all in one session, because that way I remember what I do and stuff like that. So that's why I really need a lot of time to work on videos, and I just didn't have that time. And one of the reasons why that was is obviously with what I did, which is basically a hard reset. As you might remember from my last video in October of last year, I was working on YouTube in the wrong way and with a wrong workflow and a wrong mindset mainly. Which I was doing is I was thinking about music and YouTube in basically 24/7. And I was really trying to pump out as many videos as I could, as many products as I could, as much stuff, as much music, you name it, and I was working on it. And that's not really a good way to do it, because it's not long and sustainable. That can only work for a certain amount of time. And I started to neglect mainly my studies, but also like my friends and my family. So together with my parents, I decided to do a complete hard reset. I didn't touch my computer for 2 months, and I focused solely on my studies then. And then in January, I slowly got back into making music, which I did every Sunday. I would do 1 or 2 hours of music production. So that, as I said, very, very slowly. And then over the course of a few more months, I slowly picked up the music production part of it again. As I explained before, that's something you can just do and leave, at least for me. So I also started kind of working on some ideas for videos and stuff like that, not really working on videos themselves, but just writing down some things that I wanted to do if I got back. And then it kind of occurred to me that I should probably not worry about getting back for a little bit longer, because I wanted to finish my studies first. That way I would have a completely clean slate and I could do whatever I want with YouTube, and I didn't have to worry about my studies. So that's where we are now. And on the 23rd of September, I will be defending my final thesis, and then I'm completely done with my studies. Other than that, I do have a job, which is a part-time job, so it's not full-time, as much work as my studies used to be. It doesn't take up that much time, but I'm going to try to get some more bigger projects, so I can also save up some actual money through my job there. Because obviously that's a more secure income now than my YouTube channel, for obvious reasons. So that's what I've been doing, basically. So now talking about the future, what will happen is I will slowly get back into the uploads. I want to not hold myself to any schedule, because that's one of the things that I did wrong last time, is let like a schedule take hold of me and force me to make a certain amount of videos a week, which it sometimes was even 7. Because I will do a video a day, which is an impossible schedule for me to hold up now. I also want to improve the quality massively. I'm trying to work on new channel assets, but also new ways of presenting information, and see if I can experiment a little bit with that. So in the future, I hope that I can show some of those experiments, and you guys can say if you like them or not, and see where I went wrong and stuff like that. So I might also work on maybe a little bit longer videos, so then there will be fewer videos still, but the information in the videos will hopefully be more complete and explained better. So that's what I'm going to focus on. Instead of working on quantity, I'm going to go for more quality, and that might mean that it takes me a lot longer to upload a video, but that the video itself will be hopefully better and just more useful to the people who watch them. And that's really what I want to go for with what I'm doing on the channel. So that's something that I want to work. Obviously, I don't have an exact idea yet. I'm still getting back into it. And for getting back, I just want to do a few videos that I've been wanting to do, which I mentioned before, the ideas that I've had in my head in the last 10 months, and then get those out of the way. And then I'm going to start working on really finding a new way to improve the quality of my YouTube videos. The other thing that I'm working on is new products. One of the things I got as feedback is on the products mainly was that whenever I released a product, it wasn't really followed with like a video. So what I would do, for example, I released Projector Psytrance presets for Serum, volume 2, I think. And what I did is I made just a video that went over some of the presets that I liked, and I went like, oh, this is a good sound, and this is a nice sound, and you can do this with that sound and stuff like that. But I didn't really dive into why I made the presets, why I made the product the way it was, and why and how to use it and stuff like that. I didn't maybe like build a track with it or something. I just kind of showed off the sounds, which works to some extent. You kind of get an idea for what the product is like. But what I want to do now is I want to create a product and a video as well. So basically what I have in mind is for now is a two-part pack, which is already finished. That's one of the products that I finished. And those are single cycle waveforms of different tones that I created. And what I'm going to do with those tones is create a video where I show you, one, how to create those kind of tones, how to get those kind of sounds. So those kind of single cycle waveforms. And then as well how to use those sounds in a production and actually make a track out of it and make, take the product that I have and take it to the next level to add some of your own, to work with them and stuff like that. And I want to do this for a few different products. I have some other things in mind as well. Another thing that I'm thinking of and that I have started working on a little bit, but it's in the very early stage that I'm just kind of mentioning here, is another masterclass. I do want to do them, but that takes a lot of time, so I would need to actually make time for that and to plan it in. And so that's going to be different if I want to do that. I just need to find out how I'm going to do that. But I'm just throwing it out there that I am planning that. There's no certainty in that. I might scrap the idea completely, but I do have an idea on what I want to talk about there. So if you're wondering if there's any plans for that, there are, but they're very much still plans. There's nothing actually being worked on at the moment. So this is going to go on for the next half year. Up until January, I'm going to be completely free, except for my job, which I talked about before. So I might have some projects for my job, but other than that, I will be basically considering my YouTube as a job. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to actually treat it as a full-time job, in the sense that I'm not going to work on it in the evenings maybe, or I'm not going to work on it in the weekends, and really try to make sure that I have times where I'm not worrying about content creation. So as I said, I hopefully can get a little bit of better relationship with YouTube that way, by actually scheduling in when I'm going to work on things and when I'm not. So the rest of my time, I'm probably still going to go into music production, but I'm just not going to worry about the final product. It's just going to be me relaxing and not looking at it as a job. I might also take complete days off and maybe even complete weekends. So in that case, I would, as I said, just not worry about it for several days, and I think that would be healthy as well. So I want to talk a little bit about a few miscellaneous things, and then we'll wrap up the video. The first thing being my album. As many of you know, I have been working on an album before I quit. So I want to talk about what's happening there. The album itself is coming along. If you follow my Discord again, which I highly recommend, I have shown a few previews. I've talked about it a little bit, and I'm planning for a release date at the end of this year, as opposed to the end of last year, which was the original release date. One thing that I noticed is that I needed to do a lot more work than I thought I needed. One of the reasons why is I constantly keep increasing the scope of the project and making it bigger, making it more, I want to do nice channel art, stuff like that. and I really have an idea of what I want to do, and that idea keeps growing a little bit. And the reason why that is because it's my first album and I want to do this right. So one of the things I'm actually going to do is I have contacted the studio, and they're going to give me mixing advice. What we're going to do is I'm going to sit down with these guys, and we're going to go over all the songs. And the whole afternoon I've booked the studio, or I'm going to book the studio. I've already discussed it with them, but I do need to make the final booking. So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to sit down the whole afternoon, and then we're going to listen to all the tracks. I'm going to write down whatever I think needs to happen, and I hope to get feedback from those guys as well. It's a very good studio. They do work for lots of big clients, big companies who need sound design and mixing and mastering done, as well as big artists here in Italy. So I'm very excited about that, the fact that they're working with me on that. So hopefully can take the mix and the master and maybe even the way I produce to the next level through that. Other than that, another song that you might have been interested in is the Dash Glitch remix that I started last year. Around this time, I uploaded 2 videos of me remixing a song by Dash Glitch, which was called Radiation. So I listened to that again basically a month and a half ago, and I decided I didn't really like the way I remixed the song, because the initial idea for me was to take the inspiration of Radiation, that word, and then find as many sounds with that as I could, and then turn that into a song. And I didn't really do a good job of that, because I put in a few sounds, but it was very sparse and you couldn't really hear the references to Radiation. So what I'm doing is I completely redid that song, and in a completely different style as well. But I am still working on that. It's still not finished. I'm planning on releasing that somewhere as well, depending on how it goes. I might release it before the album or after the album, or maybe even almost at the same time. We have to see how both projects goes and which one can come first. Both are going to be released hopefully within the next half year, maybe a little bit more. So look forward for both of those things to come out. Finally, I want to talk about the support that you guys have been giving me. One of the things that I definitely did not expect is for this channel to basically keep on growing the same way it was while I was uploading. So if you haven't noticed, we're at 4,168 subscribers at the time of recording, I believe. So around that number, which is almost a doubling of what it was when I stopped doing YouTube, which it's amazing. And as I said, I couldn't believe it when I came back into actually looking at the analytics, that it was still growing so much and that people were still commenting that much and still liking the videos and interacting with me and my content, and even people still buying my products. It's been amazing to see the kind of support that I've been getting. I've also been getting a lot of support from people who have been offering services like, as I said, I was working on new channel assets, intros and outros, or I think I said that, I hope I said that. But yeah, basically improving the quality of what you see on screen, the animations that go, the intro, the outro, and as I said, the lower thirds, which are the things that hold the information that you should see here, if I'm not mistaken. So seeing that and people offering services to help improve them or even make them for me is very amazing. For the lower thirds, I'm happy with them. I'm playing them in this video in the edit, but there's no intro and outro because I'm not happy with how it looks yet. And for those, I think I want to ask somebody to improve them, make them look more professional in a way. And I'll see if I can get somebody to do that. I also have somebody who's working on a video for the album. So that's going to be a music video, and we're going to work on a few different things there together. And that's going to be very, very interesting. That's all I wanted to talk about. Again, thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking by me. And I hope to see you next time in an actual tutorial video.